morning, evening, and afternoon, and welcome to part 32 of 9, episode 1, Koko no tsu koko no ka koko no iro. Last time we were finishing off that little interaction with Yoichi and Sora, where Sora had thought there was a burglar, but person robbing the place, or a trespasser, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, nothing. I don't think there was anything new in that section, unfortunately. I might have seen something new, like one sentence, but other than that, nothing really interesting. And that would be it for that section. I was pretty surprised by how little there was to that. Oh well. Then after that, we had a little thing where I think it was the next day, we went to the restaurant, the cafe I should say, and that interaction with Kujo, nothing new unfortunately. So then we move on to the next section, which was running into Haruka at the train station, I think it was. That I knew was going to be an interesting section because of how they are getting closer. And as I thought, it was correct. So it seemed like when Haruka had called Kakeru Sama using the first name and Sama itself, it kind of triggered something in Kujo where she felt like, how can this person call him his first name when I haven't yet either, or you're not close enough to him. I don't know, I'm probably not reading it too much into it, but it just feels like she didn't want to lose out on that. Or her jealousy was getting a bit too much for her. But regardless, she called him Kakeru-kun, which closes the distance between them in an instant, because of the way Japanese like to use their names as a sign of closeness, I guess you could say. After that, she was calling. She was a bit confused, or not confused, but unsure of if she should carry on calling him Kakeru-kun or not. But she ended up just starting with Nimi-kun. I mentioned my reasoning behind that last time, so yeah. So that section is done with, and now we are at the second incident, where the second petrification happened. And after this, well, firstly, we'll probably have like 10 to 15 minutes of dialogue here in regards to the second incident. And then after that, we'll go to the first incident, talk about a bit that, and then finally run into Noah, which I think will probably be near the end of the episode. I'll see how far it goes, because I also don't want to just cut it halfway, because I know that is going to be a big point once we get to it. So, enough of that, let's go, shall we? The roads alongside the tracks are pretty wide too, and there's a pretty decent flow of foot traffic. However, according to Kujo, the people mostly clear out once night rolls around. The second victim was found on these very roads. Word is that they were found turned to stone, sitting leaned up against a fence near the tracks. To me, obviously we don't see it, but I don't think I mentioned before, but this type of position that they were found in, leaned up against a fence, sitting leaned up against a fence near the tracks, that shows a few things. That could have been the reason being. One, they were waiting for somebody. Two, they were lost or not sure about themselves. What else can we read into this? They were maybe just taking a break from walking. I don't know. But regardless, it just seemed like they were alone. Obviously they were alone. But a middle schooler leaning against a fence at night. There's two possible situations that come from this. One, they were coming home from a club or school, whatever, late at night, alone. Secondly, they ran away from home. It's another thing that could have happened. Because obviously we don't know anything about the second victim. Nothing. So the reason why I'm talking about it is because maybe we can try to find some connection to the culprits. Let's go. There are flowers memorializing the victim at the scene of the crime, probably left by family or friends. But aside from that, nothing. Digging around for clues too much would be in bad taste. We put our hands together in prayer and leave the crime scene. We visit the park afterwards, but here too there's nothing to see. As if to make us doubt whether the incident even happened, all we found is a bunch of kids shouting and playing. Kucho stares pensively at the bench, the same spot where the stone girl once sat. Maybe she had some sort of idea. She whispers, "I'm sorry," and sits down.
新見くん、犯人はどんな人だと思う?
I thought there was going to be quite a bit of dialogue with regards to second student, a second victim. I think that's still going to happen though. I'm thinking either a girl around the same age as the first victim, or a good-looking guy with a knack for chatting up girls.
それはなぜ?
That's why I thought of Yoichi as well at one point, because of how Yoichi is. Those are the two ways I can see them getting close to the first victim, while she still had her guard down.
遠くから能力を使った可能性は?
Probably not.
理由を聞かせてもらってもいい?
The girl's face looked like she was in pain, which means she had enough time for the expression on her face to change during the petrification process. However, her pose was flawless. She was frozen in place while still looking at her phone. If you were turned to stone and you could move, you'd be running away in panic, not staring at your phone, right? That's what was also a bit weird. It was almost like it was just discomfort instead of like fear or anything like that, like they were in pain, but it's like they didn't even realize that they were being petrified.
姿勢も崩れる.
She nods in agreement. I'm also bothered by where she was looking at. She wasn't looking at herself nor at her phone, actually. Her eyes were off in some other direction. I tried to figure out that when I saw the picture again, but I couldn't figure it out. Maybe the culprit was standing where she was looking, or perhaps they were holding her at knife point, ordering her not to move, and she averted her eyes out of fear. Either way, her expression and apparent actions were unnatural, unless the culprit was close by to influence her. In my opinion, this hardly took any deep thinking. Once I finished explaining, Kujo makes a little noise of agreement and nods, looking impressed.
理にかなってる。すごい、名探偵。
It's just a guess based on the disposition of the first victim. As for the second victim, the one who was found class back there, they were a middle schooler, right?
そう、中学生。
And a girl, right? No matter how handsome a guy, if he tried to approach her on the streets at night, she'd have her guard up.
あるいは、石化以外のアーティファクトの力。
Good point. I'm the one who suggested it, but I forgot about the possibility of there being users with multiple artifacts. Maybe they have one with some kind of paralysis effect.
あるいは、高坂先輩のような魅了の力があれば。
In that case, that guess I offered earlier goes out the window.
でも、表情を変えられる時間があるって事実は重要かも。私、石化は一瞬って思い込んじゃってたけど。
Makes sense. since your power is instant.
ソラちゃんもそう。けど、アーティファクトごとにその能力も条件も違うはず。思い込みで話しちゃうのは危ないね。
I still wish we knew more about what kind of power we're dealing with, at least.
ソフィーさんからは何も？
Well, the whole reason they leaked into our world in the first place was that Sephiroth wasn't keeping a close eye on them. So yeah, she doesn't really have anything useful, info-wise, or so she says.
詳細は期待できないか。
Seems that way. After a brief sigh, Kuja looks up at the sky.
どうしてあの子が狙われたんだろう。
Most murders are committed by a relative, but probably not in this case.
犯罪者の気持ちはわからないけれど、もし私が人を害するなら、できる限りランダムに選ぶかな。
Same for me. I'd pick someone I'd never met. Also someone who looked weaker than me.
弱そうな。じゃあ男性だよね、犯人は。女の人だったらもっと小さな子を狙いそう。
I mean, they kinda did, picking on a middle schooler. But the power of the artifact turns everyone on its head. Kind of annoying.
でも、新見くんにソラちゃん、それに私、結城さんに高坂先輩、それにあの火事を起こした生徒。確認できている6人のユーザーのうち、5人がうちの生徒。
Yeah, can't oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I can't really write that off as a coincidence.
結城さんの学校にも、私たちが知らないだけでたくさんいるのかもしれない。
So chances are pretty good that the evil user is a student. Is that what you're saying?
もっとも、大人の人たちは、私たちよりもっと賢くて、うまく隠しているだけかもしれないよね。
So, let me get this straight, Kujo.
うん。
You're saying we know jack squat.
そうだね。
The two of us force a smile and sigh. We just have to catch them in the act.
あとは、私の力だね。
So this is going to be a white text check, because this time we don't know anything about her power being bad. Because last time we kind of thought, oh, we mustn't let her use her power because it's bad. But now we don't know that. True, we can pick out the couple without having to resort to stuff like baiting them out or using brute force.
記憶さえ盗めれば。
Pretty surprised, okay.
そう。それがあなたの力なのね。
Okay, so we got more time than I thought. And we went and interacted with Noah. I can remember quite a lot of this. We hear a monotone voice. Coming from behind the bench? Someone steps out from the shade of the trees. Ah, it's the thorny girl who doesn't talk much. Noah Yuki. My murmur puts her on edge. She probably didn't expect us to learn her real name. Then again, that's exactly why I said it.
私のこと調べたのね。
You had the upper hand on Kujo and refused to give up your name. That's not playing fair. My name's Kakeru Nimi.
結城ノアよ。もう知っているようだけど。
She introduces herself with a sigh. She takes a step closer with a hint of resignation.
なぜ結城さんがここに？
あなたたちの姿を見かけたから後をつけていた。
Making sure we're not up to something.
ええ、そうね。
Think you're some kind of superhero, huh?
結城さん、もう一度聞 聞かせてください。
何？
私たちと協力しませんか？
No reply. Kuja goes on unconcerned.
私の能力は他人から様々なものの所有権を奪う、いえ、借りる能力です。その力の応用で記憶を借りることができるはずです。
はず？
まだ試していないので、でもできるはずなんです。
奪う能力。
はい、私の力を使えば犯人を特定できます。
そう。
She replies curtly. However, it doesn't seem as though she's uninterested in what Kuja is saying. As though she's trying to present herself a certain way, she gazes off to the side, squinting at the sunlight. Yuki murmurs to herself.
所有権を奪う。シーフの能力。そう。あなたが持つ生異物はメルクリウスの指なのね。
あ、生物、メリクリ？
Come again?
優秀な生異物ね。けれど私のジオーダーには劣る。
Kuja looks at me like she's asking for backup. After a moment, I just shake my head. Now I get it. The cleverly timed entrance, the ridiculous outfit. She's a total Chunibyo. It's really tough to read her, since we don't know if what she has really is her power or not. And if she really is a Chunibyo, and she thinks we're also Chunibyos in a sense, playing along with our own story, then this will just never end until something really does happen.
とにかく私なら犯人を探せるんです。だから協力しましょう。見つかったらすぐに知らせます。その G オーダーの力は犯人よりも上なんですよね。
そうね。無敵。
なら力を合わせましょう。私のメリークリスマスの指と。
メルクリウス。
ごめんなさい。メリ違う。メルクリウスの指と。
Kuja tries desperately to get on the same wavelength as Yuki, but can't quite manage the crazy, leaving her frazzled and red in the face. I should really be staying cautious here, but I'm fighting back a smile.
魅力的な提案ではある。
Hold it. I interject. It's one thing to talk about cooperating, but actually going through with it carries certain risks. You've been monitoring us to make sure we aren't up to something, correct?
そうね。
Okay, then how are we supposed to know that you aren't up to something?
そんなものはない。
That's right. So the least you can do is disclose your power. That way we'll finally be on equal footing.
対等になりたいなら、あなたの能力を明かすのが先ではないの。
Well, that certainly hit me where it hurts. Guess I'll just have to come clean. I don't know what it is.
は？
You heard me. I don't know.
能力者ではないということ？
Well...
新見くんはユーザーではありますが、能力が不明なんです。
不明？
That's the gist of it. I don't know what, but I really like the triangle-like mouths. Yuki's expression becomes grim. She's not buying this.
もともと徒党を組むつもりはないけれど、なおさらあなたたちとは組めない。
なぜですか？
むしろ私が問いたい。なぜその男と組んでいるの？
この世で一番信用できる人だからです。
即答ね。浅はかな。
In a rare display, Kujo looks offended. Presumably because she really does trust me. Part of me feels happy about that, and the rest of me feels guilty. Mostly because I think Yuki's making a good point.
能力を隠す男を信用するなんて。
隠しているんじゃありません。わからないんです。
ありえない。生物は主と認めたものに身を委ねる。
I think it's this line specifically that tells me exactly that she really is a user. And that the word she uses, the speech close, I think I do agree with Kakiro that she does have a bit of an Shunibyo in her, but it's all based on real facts in a sense, I guess you could say.
でも、あなたよりもずっと事情に詳しい。
Kujo, we shouldn't just tell her about Sophie.
また内緒話。やはりあなたたちは信用できない。
Leave her out of this. The only one you're having trouble trusting is me. Kujo is plenty trustworthy.
どうだか。石化の能力者と一緒に行動しているなんて。
待ってください。新見くんを疑っているんですか？
だから能力を隠したいのでしょ？違い
ます。
なぜ否定できるの？
新見くんだからです。
答えになっていない。
I think rather here it's rather saying that's not really an answer.
なっています。新見くんは人殺しなんてする人じゃありません。
バカバカしい。
何が？
Kujo, calm down.
落ち着けません。新見くんのことを侮辱されているのに黙っているなんて。
あなたの目曇っている。
いいえ、それはあなたの目です。
So far, I'm actually pretty surprised there hasn't been any white sex so far. But once she does steal her memory, that is when there will definitely be... Well, actually, even then, it might not be. Because according to my first theory, when she first took her memories, I thought she had found something about how he likes her and anything like that. And it goes on throughout the day with that. So we might only know later on. I'm not too sure. Let's wait and see. I sigh. I didn't realize Kujo was so quick to anger. Something tells me it won't be easy to distract her, like she was a minute ago.
なぜそこまで新見くんを？
理由はあなたも分かっているはず。分からないなんてありえない。
それは新見くんがイレギュラーなだけで。
Kujo?
何ですか？
Don't scowl at me.
ごめんなさい。
I give her a smile, and she seems to cool down a few degrees. Her anger is starting to subside. But it's going to take more than that to sort things out here. Yuki, I understand why you're suspicious. That said, it's not going to be easy for me to prove that I really am clueless about how my powers work. So, Kujo?
はい。
Steal my memories. That will help prove my innocence, right?
けど
If you believe in me, do this for me, please. I feel awful for being suspected.
九条さんがあなたをかばい事実を隠したら
That won't happen. Kujo isn't the type to keep secrets.
不確かなことしか言わないわね。
Suspect me all you want, as long as you trust Kujo. Same way Kujo trusts me, I trust her more than anyone. That's why we're working together. No doubts between us, you see? Kujo, please.
わかった。
Kujo lifts her hand towards me. She's trembling slightly. Don't worry, you've got this.
新見くんの無実は私が証明する。
Stigma appears on Kujo's hand and glows faintly.
行くね。
Do it. Let's see what happens. How much has it changed? She looks tense. So I smile and nod at her, and she nods back in reply. That's when it happens. The stigma on the back of Kujo's hand disappears. Up, yep. There we go. That's the reaction I was looking for. Okay, so I knew this was going to be a big turning point. Huh? That's it? Kujo? Hey, Kujo? Yep, she knows. I have to shout her name before she reacts. For some reason, she's acting really weird. What's wrong?
何が
I mean, seriously, what's up with you? I've never seen you act like this before, Kujo.
そう
Hold it. You read my memories, right?
読んだけど
Well, judging by your reaction?
今すぐあなたを裁く必要がありそうね。
Wait. Don't rush her. Just give her a second.
あなたも認めているじゃない。もう隠しきれないって。
I mean, he does have one, but she knows it already. I'm telling you, it's not me, damn it.
そう新見くんじゃないです。新見くんは犯人じゃありません。
Darn straight, see?
ならなぜそんなにうろたえているの？
うろたえてませんけど。
犯人しか持ち得ない記憶を見たんじゃないの？
Sorry, just hear that again?
犯人しか持ち得ない記憶を見たんじゃないの？
So I think she says, didn't you see the culprits of the memories of a culprit? Well, it's kind of similar, but I feel like the feeling of it is different.
そんなものは見ていません。
That she's a lot more confident in saying compared to other sentences.
そんなものは
Hold it, Kujo. What memories of mine did you see?
湧いたーあーいただーだ
That's so vague. What? Kujo suddenly clutches her stomach and groans in pain. In a super contrived way, might I add. What's wrong?
能力の副作用が、なんていうか、頭が、痛くて。
Is she holding her stomach? Okay, but you're clutching your stomach. Kujo.
ごめんなさい。帰ります。
Yeah, feel better?
ごめんなさい。
In an astonishing turn of events, Kujo hops on her bike and speeds off, Stan pedaling all the way. Oh, what the heck, Kujo? So,
ええ、
you're still suspicious, right?
そうね。
Figured. What did she even see?
本気で言っているの？それとも愚者の演技？
Uh-huh.
顔が真っ赤だった。
Huh? What was it?
あなた、九条さんに好意を抱いているでしょ？
Yep. Huh? Well,
その記憶をデコイとする。用意周到ね。
Ah. That would be smart, but I don't think he's smart enough for that. Hey, hold on. What are you implying?
本物の愚者なのかしら。そこまで徹底するなんて。九条さんはあなたの記憶を読んだ。つまり、あなたの行為を知った。だから、あんなにうろたえていたんでしょう。
Yep, 100%. Huh? Oh.
今日がそがれた。なんて茶番。
Did he only figure it out now? Oh, wait, for real?
お幸せに。
Yuki sighs deeply and makes her exit. She read my memories. She knows that I have a thing for her. That I like her. Shit. I prefer the Japanese. Like, you're not sure what to do. I'm not shouting. I'm not good at shouting. Okay. So, this is interesting because this is what I was hoping for from the beginning, honestly. There we go, more art text. That's good. That means we definitely are going over into a different direction, I guess you could say. Yeah. I was expecting a bit more in the lead up to her memory stealing ability. Like with Noah constantly degrading or pointing fingers at Kakeru, you would think she would show a bit more fierceness. I mean, sure, she was, but it's not as much as you would think. But it's alright. But as soon as she found out about Kakeru's feelings, or I'm pretty sure it is, it was so funny to see the difference in her reaction. Wow. Oh, interesting. So now I wonder how she's... Oh, by the way, I'm going to stop it here today. So yeah, finishing dialogue. But yeah, I wonder how it's going to go on for now. Because last time, she started just using her powers relentlessly during class. Avoiding Kakeru. Obviously, she's probably going to avoid him now still. Out of embarrassment and things like that. But she's not going to avoid him for other reasons or go berserk in a sense. One of those reasons why I think that's Miss Nadase is the culprit is because the last time she kept going to the shrine at night, and then she was stealing memories during class. She could have easily stolen Miss Nadase's memories about it, found out about it, then started interacting and finding things out more at the shrine. But now, if that is not going to be the case, and if she doesn't go berserk or go to the shrine, then obviously we're going to go into a totally different direction from here on. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes forward. Because obviously now I can't really say what I expect to happen because I really don't. So, which is great. So yeah, we'll find out some more things next time, which is great. I didn't expect to get this far into the story in regards to Noah's part. But yeah, like I said, I thought there was a lot more between that and Haruka's section. So, oh well. Yeah, that'll be it for now. Hope you enjoyed this episode because I already thought you did. Please let me know what your thoughts, and I'll see you all next time.